Greetings and welcome to Maisha Kazini, to our first conversation of 2025. Again, we are extremely honored to have Mordecai Ogada with us, looking at the events of the last few months especially since the election of Donald Trump. So, Karibu Ogada.
Thank you. A lot has happened.
A lot has happened, and my heart has just been so down. I can't believe the stupidity I'm seeing. I can't. But maybe let's start with the big thing. There was a lot of noise about USAID, and the fact that Trump has now closed the taps for now. We are not even sure that it won't come, it's not going to come in another form, but he has closed the taps. And a lot of Kenyans have been very upset. I hear my post about it on Facebook annoyed quite a number of people. So maybe you could just, we could start from there, your thoughts on USAID and how we are reacting to it.
I mean, USAID, the shock that happened, or the fracture in USAID funding, is something I had expected even the previous term, Donald Trump's previous term in presidency, but it seems he didn't come around to it. And I'm talking from the aspect of from the conservation sector. USAID is a huge funder of conservation. Kenya, by then, NRT alone was running a $20 million grant from USAID. $20 million. Wow. It was like around 2 billion and change. Yeah. And the fact is, USAID money, it was coming to, but there was no in the conservation sector, at least, there was no logic behind it. And it was all quantitative. The office in Nairobi is given $50 million or whatever it is per year. And their job to report back to Congress is that we've pushed that money out the door. We've given it out. And obviously, it would now start going to the organizations that have the highest, what they call burn rate, those who are able to spend a lot of money. Mordecai Ogada, who can barely manage to spend 2 million shillings on research in a month, is not worth their time. So they pushed out a lot of money, and that money is what drove the injustice that's been happening in northern Kenya that the court recently put an end to. But overall, if that's just one sector, if you put together all sectors, health, agriculture, education, everything, the USAID money created a false edifice, a false economy, an illogical professional arena. Where highly qualified professionals would be driven around in a big car, sit in a big office, and you're signing work tickets, leave forms, accounting documents, and these kind of things. And you are called a program director, and you are earning 2 million shillings a month. And it raised these illogical people. Even in the health sector, you had highly qualified doctors collecting data on diarrhea of babies in Nyanza or something, and a work that a community health worker could do, and being paid a lot of money for it, while actually it's a brain drain. There were so many qualified medical personnel in senior administrative offices rather than treating people. There are so many qualified conservation scientists in administrative offices instead of sorting out our natural resource challenges. And the lack of logic spread throughout over so many years. But that's what even brought up in universities. Courses, advanced courses in purchasing, in procurement. It's for these NGO projects.
And then they turned philosophy and the humanities into human rights.
Yes. You find people doing PhDs in project management. What is project management in an education concept? Because if I think of a construction project and a research project, there's no connection in how those are managed. So what is this project management that people are doing masters in purchasing, masters in supplies, masters in logistics, PhD in project management? It's just to serve this illogical economy that was brought up by USAID.
And there was no production. Oh Lord.
No, it was an economy that had no production. It was polishing shoes, for lack of a better term. No production. And the worst thing is that all Western governments in Kenya, donors, the so-called donor groups, they all look to USAID. Where USAID is throwing money, USAID throws $10 million there, they also throw their 2-3 million.
In fact, I've just seen the Dutch government has said they're not funding health anymore, but they're funding civil society. I was just like, please.
Yeah. So because they were using USAID as a verification mechanism, and USAID has pulled out now. And from the perspective of us, the Kenyans, we must grow up. This thing infantilized us.
It did.
Because completely.
It made us too stupid to look at things politically. We were in fact, even solution came from that kind of thing. That thing of what's the solution? It's because the NGOs and the politicians who can afford to fund so-called solutions. So the rest of us, we should not have anything to say. Yeah.
And funding proposals were all based on us looking for a solution to, I don't know, gender-based violence, solution to malaria, solution to this, solution to that. The solution thinking is totally a product of the NGO, illogical NGO funding economy. And this has put us in such a bad situation mentally as a country, because even me as an individual, let's say a donor agreed to fund something essential for my child, like his schooling.
Yeah.
Someone decided he'll pay for it. I would always have money ready for fees. So that if this guy suddenly, I don't know, dies or changes his mind, I have money to pay for fees. But if he pays the fees, then I can use this money to take my child to Mombasa for a holiday or something else.
Yeah.
I can use it to buy him a nice computer because his fees has been paid. But I cannot budget and spend all my money on other things because I know my child's fees is being paid by so and so, or my child's health is being paid for by so and so. And the Kenya government got to the point where the health of our people
was in foreign
is budgeted as someone's responsibility.
Yes. Huh? Yeah, that's being infantile. You're a grown up and you can't take care of healthcare.
Yeah. You should budget for healthcare.
Yes.
If USAID gives you that money, then you can use this other money to, I don't know, build stadia or support Kenya sports teams or anything else.
Yeah.
You cannot budget healthcare in someone's hands, security, healthcare, security, education. Those are defense.
Yeah.
Those are strategic things. That's the nation right there. Those ones cannot be in someone's hands. I would never mind if USAID was paying for Harambee Stars uniform. But USAID paying for healthcare. That's infantile.
It's interesting to me that all the educated people in this, I don't know whether it's in the NGOs or just, how did they not see this, that this is a problem? And even Isa Shivji had that famous, the silences of NGOs, which is quite a popular short, it's a short book of like 30 pages.
Yeah.
So now when I start saying, no, this USAID is corrupting our politics, then people get annoyed and put on some list of anti-NGO, I don't know.
NGO. These are like children, because the bottom line is that when this goes on long enough, you end up with people in senior positions in NGOs whose master's degrees or even undergraduate degrees were paid for sponsored by the said NGO or the said donor. They become like cult members. In fact, you find people even who worked for USAID, Kenyans, when they talk about what USAID wants to do, they say, we want to. We. They refer to USAID as we. You know, that is, you have a problem there. When you start referring to a foreign organization operating in your country as we, you have a problem. You have a problem. But the thing is, there always seemed to be no end to the money just kept coming. It kept coming. You didn't need to have logical outcomes. You needed only to have expenditure reports and good glossy photos and reports on and I also ran a USAID funded project at like Keep Your Life Forum. Instead, when you want to report on, we had meetings and we decided this and this, the USAID guy is asking, instead of the outcomes of it, he's asking how many women were at the meeting. He wants numbers. How many youths were at the meeting? As in, and I once asked someone, you want me to go out and have a meeting in Ilmamusi in Laikipia and go around, count the women and ask the young men, how old are you? You know, youth is I think they say 35 and below. You want me to go there asking, how old are you? How old are you? I think that's all what I'm there for. But these are all they didn't have philosophical underpinnings. It was about get money out the door, give us data.
And you saw what they did in Nigeria. God, I'm sure they did the same thing, but I couldn't find the report for Kenya. But they were even paying influencers to target the voices that they didn't like.
Yes. Those things David Hundein was talking about, they seem like absurdities, but they are the reality. They are the reality. And that's why suddenly they were in everything. They were in everything, be it devolution conference, USA ideas are stand there, this, that. And you see now, senior health officials are all over on TV saying, oh, we are going to lose so many, we project we are going to lose X number of people next year from tuberculosis because HIV infections will go up because we are not getting the funding for condoms for use. And this kind of, and infantile, grow up.
That's your responsibility. If we are adults, we're supposed to take care of our own health care.
Oh, yes.
That's what it means to be an adult.
That's what it's all about. So we have not only infantile adults on the ground, we have an infantile government ministry.
Yes.
Completely infantile. And you heard the CS the other day saying, planning that she's going to hold a meeting with the acting US ambassador to ask them to reconsider. As in, she's so infantile, she doesn't even realize that decision was from White House. It cannot be made in Gigiri there.
I mean, an ambassador is so low in the pecking order.
Yeah.
They don't even yet have a Trump appointee.
Yes, they don't. He's not even a substantive appointee, he's acting. And that decision was made in Washington. He has no say in it whatsoever, zero say. He cannot even give you $5,000. He cannot decide to give you.
Where is the problem? Where is the problem? I mean,
the foolishness
the problem.
I mean, these are basic things. These are basic things. Anybody will tell you.
You know, and this is why I've been feeling so deflated.
You feel like there's no light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes. What are we supposed to think? If some basic things are not part of our... I don't understand.
Thinking, they're not part of our thinking so high up in government. You know, if the average villager doesn't understand that, it doesn't affect us. But he's a minister. He's a minister.
I mean, is it that they're not watching the news, or
yeah,
where is the problem? Where's the problem?
The diplomatic gaffes, everything, it's just like you turn every which way, you are seeing blunders following blunder after blunder. And does no one read? Does no one read? Does no one watch news? Like you're saying, just watch the news. No one watches news.
Yeah, you just
don't you even have an assistant who watches the news?
Yes, yeah.
Because these people have budget for, even ministers have budget for 5, 6 advisors on various issues. They have budget for that. Don't you have an advisor who can tell you, madam, this one is the imeenda hivi na hivi?
Yeah, but even advice, if you don't know the generalities, what people like to talk very disparagingly as theory. If you don't know the generality,
you don't know the context.
Advice can help you, and you will not even see when you're getting bad advice.
Yeah, because you see, our CS for health, she heard that USAID there in Gigiri imefunga pesa. She was not aware that Trump in Washington said pesa is ifungwe. She's thinking the money has been locked up in that building in Gigiri.
And even just all the stories that are being told about USAID. Of course, Americans are angry. So what does she... they're used to Kenya where they ignore us. So they thought now even...
Yeah.
But it's coming from the White House.
It's stuff from the White House all over the news. And you look at them struggling to explain themselves, and our media is also to blame because our media takes them seriously. Even when interviewing a minister, you see them helping the minister with talking points.
Yes.
You see them asking softball questions. Or you see the minister telling a straight out lie, but no one says, but madam, she was there saying, even remember at Afia House, she was there saying, Asha is working wonderfully out there. And the media who had passed by a bunch of people lying sick outside the gate did not ask her. No one could ask her, madam, we saw some people downstairs there looking very sick and angry. What's happening? Until that lady actually walked in herself.
We are where America is, in terms of hubris, complete hubris of the government.
And unfounded. And this hubris is what has impacted us so heavily diplomatically, like that they you now.
Hey, but before we go to the EU, I was telling you about this parenting report. I was so horrified about this. The Ministry of Labor has national guidelines on parenting. I'm like, as who? You're stealing, you're abducting our children, you're decimating forests. Who are you to tell us how to raise our children?
And the worse even than it being in government.
Yes.
If someone's to tell you about parenting, it can even be Ministry of Health, because I can see as an infant, I can see even the parenting might be, you can connect it to nutrition, Ministry of Labor. How have you gotten into the relationship between me and my kid?
My child.
Through where? Through where? At what part of parenting is labor and as in under the Ministry of Labor? How?
And then this thing is funded. They got the idea from an NGO which was funded by USAID. And we already know the kind of games USAID was playing.
Yes.
With human sexuality. These are the people, they go to our government and tell them, we're now going to write a program for you to go and train people how to raise your kids. They're talking even about love.
Yes.
Love.
The intimate relation between a child and a parent.
Where does the
They're going into
government
the bedroom.
come in?
And then our government has also adopted the so-called, what they call it, all of government approach.
Yes.
Where they combine all the stupidity from all departments into one. So there's no department in this government that can work and excel if people are hardworking there. It will be dragged down by them. The other time, the CS for water was in Mwea telling people how to control rats. Yes, he was talking about rats. And I was like, what is this? What is this?
Hey.
That's why you have this Ministry of Labor thing. And as I told you, I've just been in a meeting. I've just been in a meeting where guardians and parents of candidates are invited to Form 4 candidates are invited to a meeting at school, and someone is there lecturing them on how to parent.
You told me that, I was like, are you serious?
In stupid, minute detail until I walked out, because anyway, I'm not even a parent, although I'm a guardian sponsor of that child in question. But it was none of his business. There were old parents there, elderly parents there who have come. Some have come from as far as Isiolo, Merile. The kids in that school, some are from far. Some are from Nairobi. And I'm not a school here in Nanyuki.
And they're being lectured on how to parent by the government.
On how to parent by the government. Your kid is in Form 4. That one you've been a parent for 17 years, assuming that's your firstborn. Many of these did even the lastborn. So that guy maybe his firstborn is even 25. And you are now telling him how to parent. As who? And it's so invasive. The man was even talking to females, single mothers. He was even telling them to be careful how they behave with men near their sons. What's his business to tell them that? He said it.
No, that's not possible.
He said that.
Was even the age of the mothers he's talking to?
No. This is a young man who I doubt, I do not think can have a child the age of those Form 4 kids. He's a man in his 30s. A man in his 30s, I don't think has a Form 4 kid.
And you know, in that report, that parenting manual, it's a manual, it's focused solely on the fathers. Or get the fathers involved, get the fathers involved. But I'm wondering, how many mothers are not parents? We don't
Fathers are not
raise
human
children.
beings. Some fathers may be absent. Some might even be dead.
But even if we are human beings, we also have something to say in the raising of children.
We have a background. We were not plucked off trees. Only today, I was plucked off a tree yesterday, so you now come and start telling me, or I went to the supermarket yesterday and bought a kid. So now you're telling me the way I get instructions for use with my TV, if I buy a TV. You're now giving me a manual. Huh?
But actually, that's how they are treating children.
That's how they're treating
children as goods. So we need manuals from the state to tell us
how
to raise our children.
Yeah. Because we don't know anything.
We accepted this with CBC.
And no one, I don't know at what point Kenyans are going to say, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Even in that meeting, I wished one of those mothers would stand up and say, no, this is out of order. This is not what I came to school. I came to be told about my son's progress. I didn't come to be told this. That's none of your business. I wished someone could say that.
But
because that's unacceptable.
It's so unacceptable. I think the Kenyan parents feel that they are helpless when it comes to raising children. So when they go to school, they just accept whatever the school tells them. But schooling and parenting are two different things.
Two completely different things.
The things parents do are not the things teachers do. Yes, we are raising the same child, But no, the school cannot tell you what to do.
And our roles do not overlap.
And they don't overlap.
Yeah,
No,
we
they
have
don't.
different roles in that kids. In fact, if there's something with the behavioral thing, the teacher can call me, hey, your son he
Yes.
has this issue. Can we work together?
Yes.
Able tell me how able try and deal with this at home.
Yeah.
But we become so infantile that farmers want to be told what crop to grow. Livestock keepers what in vaccination to vaccinate.
Oh yes.
Everyone wants to be told how to do whatever they do. What infantile behavior is this? Someone wants to tell you how to grow your vegetable. You've been growing. When did Maasai start raising livestock that you now want to start telling them how to raise livestock in 2025, or Somalis or other pastoralists? When did they start doing this?
And they don't even have the humility to talk to them and say, what problems are you seeing?
How can we help you?
You get a solution from outside and you now put it on people who've been raising cattle for like thousands of years.
Yeah, for millennia. Did women start giving birth in Kenya just this year that you're telling people how to parent now? Now, 2025. Kenya is the cradle of mankind. This is where mankind came from.
Yeah.
You're now telling people how to parent.
For millennia.
Yes. You're now telling us how to parent now.
But I even said this on a KTN interview. I said, we've been raising children for millennia. We have cultures. What are you saying?
What are you telling us?
We are stupid? That we are civilized? What are you saying when you feel that now you can get advice from an NGO to come and tell us how to parent our kids?
And you see how they trap our professionals is that the NGO sector is willing to pay a high salary to a highly qualified person to sit and do nothing. And that's why we fall over ourselves, because you get in there, you're sitting in an office doing nothing, but you're being paid a salary that you can afford a nice big house, you can afford to live in Runda, you can afford to be a member of Karen Country Club and all that, and you just love it. But the fact is, you are doing nothing.
See, you're teaching us how to parent.
You're teaching us how to parent. And I've been in USAID partner meetings. I've even seen people teaching farmers how to grow carrots in Kinango.
But that's
sponsored by USAID. Yes. So training farmers somewhere how to do potatoes. Some funny animal they were calling 1 acre fund and all. There's some of these things. And I was there because I'm talking about water supply programs in semi-arid areas and forestry management programs. And I've got this complicated. And someone said, like, this year our farmers produced I don't know how many sacks of carrots, and I'm like, really? This farmer in Kinango, I don't know how long they've been producing carrots in Kinango on Nyandarua.
And you're teaching them how to produce carrots.
Yes, and someone's being paid to do that. And even there was a time even it was pushing they are pushing the GMO thing so hard through Kari. I mean Calro now. Calro now is almost moribund because it just does what USAID wants. And they were even proposing, I remember one of those meetings, they even came and they said, as the education part of our project, we want to have a public awareness event at Uhuru Park where we'll come and make a lot of ugali with GMO maize and feed it to the public to show them that GMO maize is good.
Oh, did they do it?
No, they didn't do it. The USAID official was horrified and thought it was a stupid idea. But they proposed it. Senior officers from Kari. Yes, senior agronomists.
No.
Senior agronomists from Kari.
in David Unday's report on what USAID was doing,
Yeah.
It was also they were funding people to influencers to talk against an NGO guy anti-GMO guy. But as part of the anti-GMO campaign, there was a Nigerian legislator who went and said in the Nigerian parliament, "What are you people talking about? See, you're going to die anyway." And I was like, isn't that what Moses Kuria also told us?
Yeah.
So it was a campaign that must have come from them.
Yeah. Yeah. And we slavishly follow these things. And I mean, it's the life of an infant, a real infant now, baby. It's very comfortable. You are wrapped in a shawl, you are fed milk.
Yes.
And we've come to love that. He doesn't need to think of where his meal is coming from. A bottle just comes, is given.
Yes.
And all that. And you sit there and be cute and cry when you have a problem, you get soothed and all that. And
actually, that's how we behave.
That's how we behave.
Yeah.
We've created an entire economy around that infant crying and crying behavior. Universities created courses on how to be an infant. We've even created, I mean, if someone tells me they're doing a postgraduate degree in purchasing is what I started doing at age 6 when mom used to send me to the shop.
By the way,
you wrote a thesis on purchasing. A key part of every NGO project is communication and telling the people why they need to plant popcorns or whatever it is you want them to do. That's a key part of it. Universities are now offering postgraduate courses in information sharing. It's to feed the NGO thing. It's to feed the NGO infant. If you become a very specialized infant, an infant can't function. An infant can't get a job. The job you're looking for is a desk where someone you are purchasing goods for someone's project funded by someone else and all that. You have no idea or input of your own, but you are in a senior office. You are highly qualified to be the infant that NGOs have created. And it comes even to civil society. Instead of following, a civil society can be about, organization can be about, I don't know, children's rights. It can be about farmers' marketing rights and all this kind of thing. But now civil society started following, what's the funding this year? What's the funding available for this year? It's for women's rights. There we go to women's rights. This year, the available funding is for NGO, is for education. We've gone into education. So what's the big thing this year? This year it's FGM. Now we are in FGM.
It's introducing a deep cynicism, because now you're robbing Kenyans of the ability to change for their own reasons.
You end up with entire communities, in fact, an entire country with no agency of its own. There is hardly anything we do for which we can give you a reason of our own. We are doing it because so-and-so wants us to do it. We are doing it because so-and-so is funding it. We are doing it so that we achieve so-and-so's goals. You even hear some people talking about, according to SDGs, Millennium Development, what is our goal? Show me a Kenyan goal. Everything we do is because so-and-so is giving us money. What do we stand for?
Hey, if you stand for something, you'll be told, oh, you're theorizing, you're being too critical, you're only theory.
Yes.
We don't need theory, only practice.
You're disturbing us with history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vasco da Gama.
And the crisis, even that's even underestimating the crisis when you talk about this Vasco da Gama. Kenyans cannot even act on history of 2024. We cannot act on that. We cannot even remember. If you look at even our politics, we cannot even remember 2022.
Yes.
There's no politician who's still holding the same political stance he had in 2022. Even the president is not working with those he was working with in 2022.
Yeah.
That was 3 years ago. Even the president has changed from 2022. So if you are start talking about things of even 2015, hey,
Kenyans,
you may as well be talking about ancient Egypt. We have no background. We have no rear view mirrors. None at all. How many of us even remember who was in the cabinet 2022? I confess, even me, I struggle to remember who was Minister for Water, let's say, in 2022.
Yeah.
I don't know. No background.
So let's explain to Kenyans once more the problem with NGOs and why, because you see, we are so materialist, so people are asking,
Yes.
but that's where the problem is. People are saying, but they are giving us this. In fact, one person even said, oh, you should have seen the work we used to do with USAID. We were very thorough. Everything went to the right place. We were reporting all the time.
Fully accounted for.
Fully accounted for. All the things we did are fully accounted for. That's what they were saying.
I accounted for every...
Yes.
Someone will say, I accounted for every bag of fertilizer and every bag of carrot seed and all the wages for the workers. Never stopped to ask himself, what was I doing teaching people to plant carrots in Kinango?
Hey, yeah, that's a big question. Hey, that one, no, people can't do that one.
We can't, we are incapable
that's
of that.
Philosophical and no.
Yeah, that one now starts coming into the realm of self-awareness and those things we can't deal with.
Yes, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, we've been and someone will go and say in that year we handed out X number of boxes of condoms. They were put in public toilets, in district hospitals, in government offices, and then you someone, is that the priority? Is that the priority? Rather, a priority health issue.
Yeah.
That guy you are giving condoms. If he fell sick, got malaria, can he go and get treatment at the hospital? Chai is not working, but you are giving condoms.
You were telling me about these guys who grew some vegetables.
Yeah. Yes. Yesterday there's a report on NTV about farmers in different parts of Nyeri County who are convinced by an NGO to plant some vegetable plant called rumex. I didn't know what rumex is, and I had to ask a friend of mine, Kenya, who's an experienced farmer, and he told me it's a type of vegetable. And these farmers were told rumex will be selling. It looks like spinach, or yeah. They were told rumex will be selling for 10,000 per kilo. A vegetable. When the article said 10,000 per kilo, so I called my friend to ask him, is it a medicine? Because me, I can't understand anything. And then it's a vegetable
or something.
Now they were sold seedlings of these vegetables. No seedlings like the ones you buy from the market when you want to buy spinach, to plant spinach or sukuma. Those ones.
Yeah.
They were sold for 3K each.
But what? Wait.
They were sold seedlings for 3K each because they were told. So someone saying, there's a guy there who actually said he sold 2 cows to buy vegetable seedlings.
Wow.
And if you the similar things have happened in the past. In Kitale, where my family has a farm, there was a time some people came and said we need to start planting Artemisia. Artemisia is a plant which there was some extract from it which was being used in treating malaria.
Yeah.
But this, I'm talking about Cherangani Trans Nzoia, the bread basket.
Yes.
You are removing maize and planting Artemisia. You are removing napier grass for your cows, you are planting Artemisia. Again, the NGO disappeared like that. Those people who said we are coming to buy this at I don't know how much per ton, they disappeared. There was a time there was one called stevia. This is an artificial sweetener.
Yeah.
It's a plant. People are told stevia. And again, Nyeri, productive areas that can produce vegetables, potatoes, maize, Nyeri.
Yeah.
Soon we are planting stevia. Because you are told Wazungus want stevia because Wazungus need to lose weight and they need an alternative sweetener. So plant stevia, uzie Wazungu. Disappeared again like that.
It was a pyramid scheme for the seed.
Yes.
Where is the problem? I mean,
there's two things. There's the infantile behavior.
Yes.
And the other thing, one that I alluded to, that when you want to hook a Kenyan, tell him there's a shortcut here.
Yes.
Tell the Kenyans there's a shortcut here. In fact, if you can even tell someone like a dairy farmer, tell him, there's this small tablet here. If you give this to your cow, it will produce milk without ever being fed. He'll give it to his cow and his cow will die and he'll starve to death. And he'll say, I was told there's this pill I bought for 50,000. I was told you give the cow this pill, it doesn't need to eat napier. Especially if it comes with an NGO.
Yes.
And it has an actual physical mzungu or the aroma of mzungu anasema. Like my neighbor who was being convinced to plant popcorn maize instead of the kawaida maize.
Did he accept?
I told him that's bullshit. In fact, I convinced him. I told him, now if you plant that, me at least I'm buying. When your maize is ready, I'm buying some even when they are fresh from you. Yes. I'm buying some to eat to make dairy. Even when they are dry, I'm buying some for feed for my poultry and all that. Hii popcorn utauzia nani? Even you, can you grind it and make ugali? Even if you are eating this.
People don't buy,
this kawaida maize you've been planting, even you are eating it here with your children. You're making ugali, you're making uji from it. Then he said like, and I told you, if that guy who said he's coming to buy, what if he doesn't come? Because this kawaida one, you are actually selling to me right across the fence. And even what you don't sell to me, you are eating.
Yeah.
This popcorn one, if the guy doesn't come, niambie utafanyaje.
Okay. Me, I'm a teacher. I like to understand how the mind works. So if we go to this this other example of I'm giving somebody medicine for $50K, and then they don't, so that you never have to feed the cow again. Why doesn't the farmer ask, how can that be possible that you have milk without food?
Without feeding the animal.
I mean, what is it that makes them not ask that question? I mean, do we believe that Wazungu are so powerful they can break the laws of nature? Is that
of nutrition?
Or nutrition? How is it that idea sounds credible? That's
the very cornerstone of that's the greatest weakness of Kenya as a nation. Not as a nation. We do not look for logic, because what you're asking is a philosophical question.
Yes.
Our pattern of thinking says, like, if it's being sold a single tablet for 50K, it must be powerful. That tablet must be powerful. In fact, it's easier to con Kenyans when you sell something really expensive like that. Like these guys, they were told they were
Oh,
sold they were sold a seedling of a vegetable seedling. They were sold one for 3,000. Do you know if you tried to sell him that thing for 300, he'd say you are conning him.
so the
But
price
3,000
is the legitimacy.
yes, we are exactly.
Ooh,
And if you look at even government projects, these days we are never told
yes.
that so and so we have built a 50-kilometer road to connect this thing and this thing. We are
Yeah.
told we've built a 5 billion road. We are never told we've built a 100-bed hospital in Naromoru. We are told they've built a 50 billion shilling hospital in Naromoru. 50 billion doesn't treat anyone. It's the beds, the nurses, the doctors that treat people. But we are so fixated on money. And that's why even at a national level now we have a budget that is
Yes.
stories. A budget of I don't know how many
4
trillion.
trillion.
A 4.2 trillion budget and KRA collections are 2.7 trillion. And then you wonder, there's a difference here of like 1.5 trillion.
Double.
Yeah, no one's even asking. No one's even, we are even saying, wow, in fact, some people are saying, wow, you see our government, our economy is thriving. Our budget is 4.2 trillion.
Oh, gosh. Now, oh, Lord. Yeah, that
So
one.
it's a philosophical lacuna we have in our society that I don't understand it.
Money has become the value of whatever
Of
you're being
things.
sold.
Yes.
It's not the substance itself, it's the money itself.
Yes.
So
Yes.
something
The
can be
money and
valueless.
yeah.
If you put
Yeah.
a price on it, it has value
Yes.
now.
Yes. The money and the perception of money as well. Because even if you look
Oh,
at things like, cars, there are some cars which are very expensive, exotic cars, but not many people know them and it doesn't look flashy.
yes.
It's very expensive. Not many people know it, but it does look flashy. Like if you look at the older models of Rolls Royces and all that, they don't look
Yeah.
flashy, but they're very expensive. Aston
Mm.
Martins. Such cars can't sell well in Kenya. The ones that sell in Kenya, well in Kenya, are the ones that are expensive and look expensive, look flashy. They look flashy. They're big, they're bright lights, they've got a lot of chrome on them. We want to look flashy. And there's if you look at even our head of state, Motoked. Our head of state usually goes around these days in a Toyota Land Cruiser, the BA Toyota Land Cruiser, the black one and all that.
Mm.
If you compare that car with the Mercedes-Benz 600 Pullman that Kenyatta and Moi used, there's a gulf in class between those two cars.
Mm.
But we use the Toyota Land Cruiser because it looks flashy. It's got chrome on it. The Mercedes doesn't have much chrome. The Mercedes doesn't look flashy. It's all class. It's beautiful car, stately and all that, but it does not look flashy. That's why you don't use it. And we are fixated on that appearance of opulence. It's mad.
That one is a bit, hey, that's stressing.
It's very tiring to think about, actually. It's
Hey,
very tiring to think about because we are fixated on that thing. We are so fixated on that thing.
you know, it, hey, uh, I'm going to quote David Hundein again.
Mm.
He was saying in this Death to Wakanda video,
Yeah, yeah,
he was saying it's so interesting that politicians will refuse to build an oil refinery that would save their people like billions of dollars and prefer instead to build a pipeline to deliver oil to Europe for a few tens of millions of dollars.
Yes, yes.
So it's the cash in the hand that makes Africans lose their minds without thinking of the substance of what they are selling.
Yeah, yeah. The cash and the trinkets.
Oh.
The cash and the trinkets. Because and you a few years ago there was a story that I mean I don't know how true it was true because it was reported in some pretty respectable outlets that the wife of the late Sani Abacha, who was their dictator in Nigeria, was caught traveling out of the country with 200 million US dollars in cash. And the reason she would have gotten away with it, the reason she was caught was that she had excess baggage and she was refusing to pay for excess baggage. The baggage itself was cash. The baggage itself was cash. But she was refusing to pay. You know who I am? You know those.
Yeah.
I can't pay. That's what's called. And that's when you realize that you even know, where are you going with this stuff? With this money? What are you going to do with it out there? Why you can't, it's like there's so many questions. But that's what David Hundein said is we lose our minds, especially our elites, not just I will talk about but our elites, they lose their minds. They lose their minds completely.
Lose their minds.
Money and these trinkets, it's for something shiny, flashy things.
Yeah. Which is
they watches, these watches, belts. Yeah. These watches, belts, these kind of these trinkets.
It's a complete hollowing of the soul, eh?
Yeah. Complete hollowing of the soul. It is.
Hey, it's
an utter hollowing of the soul. Yes, what's wrong with you? I mean, what are we doing? What are we really doing?
That one I can't deal with it. Hey, that one.
We have a serious problem here.
That then explains our behavior in Addis.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes.
I was so battered. Hey, that one just, I was so sad to see what we did.
And you see, the whole joyride junket of Kenyans who went and demonstrated. In fact, what they went and did in Addis is what we see in bombers usually.
Yes. Yeah.
But then you see, these are not youth wingers or some MCS villagers. These are all well-traveled people, elites. Well-traveled. They travel all the time. Believe you me, they travel all the time. They've seen out there people don't behave like this, but they went in Addis, made a lot of noise. I'm sure they were very loud on the streets. They booked party venues, held celebratory parties before even and if there was anyone, I mean, I don't think people were making the decisions on that day on who to vote for. But if there was anyone who was undecided, that's the day they would decide, I don't want anything to do with these people.
Yeah.
If someone was making a decision that day, that's the day he or she would say, no. Because of that behavior. It's so primitive. My God, it's so primitive. We think physical presence can sway a continental vote by weight of numbers of people or volume of clapping.
It's because
Really?
that's how we do campaigns at home. So we
Yes.
thought it's the I can't
We
even. No, I
don't even
can't.
realize that on a continental vote, a place like Cape Verde with its 400,000 people has one vote, same as Nigeria with 200 million, one vote. Kenya with 50 million, one vote. Egypt with 100 million, one vote. Every country has one vote. So if these people decided, if our candidate won and we made a big party to receive him back in victory, that's fine.
Yes.
Fine, you're celebrating, fine, he has won, whatever.
Yeah.
But you think you're going there to, I mean, it's like, you're not like a crowd of people going to support Shujaa playing sevens rugby. That's where
Yes.
you wear Kenya shirts and you chant songs, and that's what you're doing. You're supporting sport. That's great.
Yeah.
But it has no place there. Anyone who was still wavering like this would have seen that and just said, these people, no.
I hear they were making noise in the hotels. They were making noise even when they were crossing the roads.
Yeah.
People could see them.
Yes. Chest thumping.
It's like English soccer fans.
Yes, those yobs. Yeah. Chest thumping. Chest thumping before the vote. It would be one thing even to do that in Addis after the vote. Say, okay, now we are celebrating our guy as won.
Yes. Yeah.
Before the vote, what is it you are trying to show people? What exactly?
I think we think people will be intimidated by the noise because maybe as we are, maybe that's I don't know. Maybe as we get intimidated by noise and whatever.
And we respect people based on their numbers or size of country. Yes. Some people even later on are saying, what is a country that has this small country? I don't know, 1.2 million. It doesn't matter. That was a qualitative and diplomatic vote.
It was not about the numbers.
And Djibouti also has one vote. It was about them convincing others that they can run this secretariat to the benefit of Africa. And our principal secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, just before the vote, is giving a careless statement belittling SADC.
SADC of all places.
A group of, I don't know, SADC is what, is 7-8 countries?
And it's a powerhouse. Them. This was the front line against apartheid.
Apartheid, yeah.
These are not small countries.
As we were on the side of the oppressors, by the way.
Yes.
While these people are fighting for the freedom of Africa.
These are the guys who provided the soldiers, resources. People like Tanzania, it was the ordinary Tanzanians who were contributing to ANC.
Yes. And even these ANC people whose families were in exile, these countries were providing them with houses, taking their kids to school, everything, so that those guys can fight without worrying about their family.
Yeah.
Fast forward 2024, these are the people who have been speaking up against Israel, but we have been speaking up for Israel.
For Israel.
Yeah.
And now those are the guys we are calling names.
Yes, they were the ones we are belittling. Come on.
Huh? What is this?
With my zero diplomatic training. I know that. Zero diplomatic training. A mere biologist, I know that. Huh?
But maybe Kenyans don't know that. Maybe that's where the issue is. Maybe Kenyans don't know about SADC. They don't know about apartheid.
No. I mean,
they don't even know what apartheid was.
Yeah. As I said, we have a problem. We don't know. Apartheid was in South Africa and ended in 1994. We don't even know what happened in Kenya 2022. We don't know. So the average Kenyan is just this blank in terms of philosophical, historical knowledge. And that's why our politicians, in a way, have a really easy time manipulating us.
They do. And they thought that they can have the same easy time in Addis.
Oh, yeah. They thought, exactly. They went there.
They went thinking that
expecting.
these Africans, see, they are poorer than us. The other time Jalango went to
Kwanza
Zambia. See, Jalango
kwanza
went to
wana
Zambia
pesa.
last year and said, it was so embarrassing. How can you diss Zambians while you're still there?
Yeah, Jalango was talking about it. Yeah, he was saying that their parliament is nothing like ours.
Yeah, their infrastructure is nothing like ours, and you're saying it while you're still in the host country.
And not to mention that the quality of parliament is the brains or lack of brains there. It's not the plush red leather seats. It's not the plush red leather seats. Even if you've seen some footage from the House of Commons, it's some very ugly wooden benches there. Even I don't know how those spinal cord of those old men can withstand that.
Yes.
They don't even have cushions.
And sometimes when the house is full, people stand.
People are standing. You think your parliament?
We have to red plush seats, so we think.
Plush seats, individual. Kwanza they look like airplane first class seats.
Yes.
And that's where you sit and spew garbage, and then you say your parliament is an August house.
So I think we went with that attitude that if most of other African countries are doing so badly compared to us,
we are the giant
we can do the same behavior in Addis.
We are the giant. Kwanza, they even got fixated on that seat where our president sat on the president's seat in the Oval Office. We are fixated. That makes us a giant. That we are a giant. Who is Djibouti? As our president has even sat in the Oval Office.
By the way.
What is Djibouti?
And how can we talk about other Africans like that? We don't see that it's racist. And then the next minute we are singing, oh, white man, Wazungu, do they think they are?
Yeah. If there's any Uncle Tom here, it's us. It's us. And the thing is, no one has worked against us. It's just that with every lie, every belief has a lifetime. And somehow 2024, 2025 is the year when Kenya's narrative reached sell-by date.
Yes, yeah. It was last year.
Yeah, no one. They went around blaming Francophone countries, Muslim countries. No, it's just our narrative. And actually, for many years, they've believed us.
Yes, they have.
We have been believed for many years. We were highly credible.
With the PR.
Yes.
We've been very good with PR.
Yeah, even you see, like Moi's government was even respected so widely in Africa because of the effort he put into getting peace in Sudan. Where he put Sumbeu and all those others into getting peace in Sudan, his role in this regional conflict. So there was something that people respected about us. But now we've just been, giant of East Africa, giant of East Africa, we are better than any. Though this country, we are far ahead of Tanzania. Well, that's the one we are our favorite. And I keep telling people, this country is so close. That if you are a Luo in Nairobi, Tanzania is even closer than Nyanza. People just go and see. Get on a bus, go to just Moshi Arusha. They just go and have a look around. Just look around. Don't even talk to anybody. Just look around and see for yourself. But this 2025 is the year that imefika. People realize, this guy is talking. It's our Caliph Cairo year. That's it. And we don't know how to handle it. We are looking for who's been fighting us. No one has been fighting us. It's our narrative that has crumbled.
What is the foundation? I can't understand it.
The basis of it is it's imperialism. Kenya is imperialist.
Yes.
We were the imperialists' dream before independence and even after independence. We retained the imperialism. Kenyans I know Kenyans who mourned deeply and were grieved when Queen Elizabeth passed away. I know Kenyans who got excited and dressed to the nines to go and watch Prince William's wedding on TV here in Nanyuki.
Oh, yeah. See,
Yes,
Nanyuki was for the aristocrats.
yes. Nanyuki colony and Laikipia colony and protectorate. We are imperialist. And imperialism is crumbling the world over, not just in
Oh,
Kenya.
yes. Yeah.
So anyone who follows imperialism, you are in trouble right now.
Yeah, I think Kenyans can't see it, which was what I was trying to do with that American politics video, to explain that America is dysfunctional. Yeah.
Yes. And these are countries that even them, no one's fighting them. It's just that their narrative has reached a sell by date.
Yeah.
And now a new they need to come up with a new narrative or find their way. So anyone who was following them is in trouble. And even in Kenya, you look at our state, the government, and even individual politicians.
Yeah.
The common Kenyan keeps saying that, oh, there's so much, there's anti-Luo sentiment, there's anti-Kikuyu sentiment, there's anti-so-and-so sentiment, anti-so-and-so sentiment. No, it's just that these people the people we are talking about have ridden on certain narratives for X number of years, and suddenly it's expired. Or it's run out the way soap gets finished as you've used it for so long, imeisha.
Yeah.
And we have to find even those who are supporting these people and following them and have followed them for years. You have to reset your mind. You have to accept that the path I've followed or the person I've followed for X number of years has led me nowhere. I have to rethink things for the sake of myself, my family, my country, my constituency, whatever. And we are frightened to death of that rethinking.
Yeah. We are not allowed to think. I didn't
No, we are not
really
allowed to
see
think.
it, but we are not. We are not allowed.
We are not allowed to think.
Yeah.
That's why even you find an entire minister is terrified of thinking about what to do when sudden aid has been cut off. The extent of her thinking is arranging a meeting with the ambassador. You should even be arranging a meeting with your cabinet colleague Mbadi and go and tell him, I need 2 more billion. Yeah. Can you find me 2 billion?
Yeah.
Okay, you can only find me 1 billion. Give me that 1 billion. Let me buy ARVs.
Yeah.
But you're going, like, you couldn't make an appointment with the president, like, please, Mr. President, can we postpone, I don't know, renovation of Mtitwandei State House so that we get more drugs?
Yeah, she would not have been appointed if she could think like that.
Yeah.
People know
exactly.
to smell. They smell you out. They know when you can't do something.
Yeah, they sniff indolence and gravitate towards it.
Yeah. But maybe you could talk something about these technicalities we are obsessed with. That we think if we get into the details, if we get into the balance sheets, that we have sorted the problem. Because that's how she talks. Every time there's a problem, she says, yeah, we have noticed. Then we're going to note what has happened. And we're going to have a meeting. And at that meeting, we are going to make a decision. That's all she says.
We have complaint forms that you can fill.
Yes, bureaucracy.
Yeah. It's quantitative thinking.
Yeah.
And we think there's always an engineering, digital engineering or quantitative solution to any philosophical or psychological problem we may face.
Yeah.
And this is why we love apps.
Yeah.
There were apps on the phones. We love forms that you fill. We want to collect the data, and that's why we love AI.
Oh yes, now we can we can go into AI.
This is why we love it, because AI gives us a false promise that you won't have to think anymore.
Yes.
You just need this computer, you need this software, and it's invaded all spheres of our lives. A short while ago, even our president gave some AI-generated statement, yet I know there's people employed and paid with my taxes to be speechwriters.
The statement on what?
It was a short statement, Twitter statement congratulating some president on election sometime last year.
Yeah.
And it was a relatively unimportant statement, but it was a frightening thing that AI has found its way into those upper echelons of our government. Our principal secretary, Ministry Foreign Affairs, shared an AI-generated deepfake video from his official handle.
And you know, when I listen to it, and you see, this is what I've been saying, the human mind cannot be replaced. Because when I listened to it, I knew no CNN person can talk like this. This is Kenyan language. It's not American at all.
Kenyan
lexicon. The expressions were very Kenyan. There's no way.
Okay. He shared it. And now, and you see, after he rightly faced ridicule, he's written an apology saying he will now attend some AI course that can help detect AI. No, sir. Eventually, you're going to have to use your brain, Mr. Pierce.
By the way, do the work with your own mind. At the end of the day,
you are going to have to use your brain. And everybody in Kenya, whether the farmers we've been talking about with that thing of Rumex and all that, everybody needs to know, eventually, you're going to have to use your brain. There is no government going to tell you what to do with your child, what to plant in your field, and what to do about all these things. Eventually, you're going to have to use your brain. If you now have decided, and we don't know where to place AI in our lives, that's our problem in Kenya. When I've decided I want to plant wheat, I can now use AI to help me decide space between the rows, those technical things. How much fertilizer, or how much water, AI to control drip irrigation if I'm planting flowers, whatever. That's where AI comes in.
But not whether you're going to plant wheat.
No, AI can tell you AI. No. Use the AI the way you use a djembe or any other tool. And the worst thing is that those who are meant to be teaching us, universities, are jumping over themselves for AI. That conman who was appointed the Chancellor of University of Nairobi, the only promise he made to us is that he's going to start a school of AI, which he hasn't done thus far either.
And now the university has no money.
The university has no money. And he was appointed because he promised that he has the line to all this funding. He'll bring us all this funding through carbon trading, through AI, through this, that, the other nonsense. And now we are still where we are, except that we have a moribund university council and moribund chancellor. And this is what we must wake up to. AI is for technicians. And you can see it even in our media. You have stories written by AI. Columnists are now using AI. That's why you sit and you read and you quickly lose track because it's circular. AI has a way of circular. Circular diction, perfect grammar, lots of superfluous words.
And no point.
There's no point. There's no point. And AI will never be able to replace the writing of people like the late Wahome Mutai or Kwendo Panga and the late Philip Ochieng and those kind of people. It will never replace them. It will never replace. And then once that happens, the newspapers' sales go down, profits go down. They refer back to AI now to advise them on the new strategy.
What is this obsession? I don't get it. By the way, my students, I have given them examples upon examples of bad AI work. And they still say, oh, maybe if we use it correctly. That's what they keep saying.
Yeah. And the thing is, Kenyans tell a Kenyan, promise him or her a shortcut, and that you don't have to, if you use this, take this
You
thing,
don't
you won't
have
have
to
to think.
think. You don't have to
You
work.
don't have to do the work. Yeah.
Yes, that's what it is. It's the work they're avoiding.
Yeah. Take this, plant this vegetable, and you'll get rich without doing the work. And someone, a vegetable, someone tells you you're going to make 10K a kilo. In fact, you look at your small 2-acre plot, you say this plot can actually produce 500 kilos. You do the math and you just lose your mind.
But, oh God. But they're not counting the cost.
No. Yeah. Even he says even if you cultivate, you hire a tractor to plow two acres and all that, those costs might come to even, of everything, might come to even 50,000-60,000. But you produce 200 kilos and each kilo is 10K. You are looking at 20 million. Like, just like they lose their minds.
Yeah, actually, they have to use big numbers because that's the only way you can make people lose their mind.
Kenyans love numbers. They're big. When you start talking billions or trillions,
yeah.
Kenyans don't ask like, someone say, we have built a 2 billion stadium. Someone says, wow, you go there and it's like a pitch with what look like border sheds around it. But
yeah,
2
those
billion,
numbers.
We love those numbers. We don't see what's being done with it. And this like, and you see, careless. Even the president goes out and says, we have paid 500 million to the Grammy Award so that it will be held in Kenya. He said that.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Mm.
And you wonder, like, 500 million to who? Why? And why will they come to Kenya? But yeah, that's why once we are given numbers, as we are just like, oh, okay. In fact, we get fixated on the numbers and the rest just.
Yeah, I remember even during CBC, the first few times when KICD had the guts to meet me on a platform. After, Yani, I'm saying the small details, how do you want this thing to work? How will the children, they come and say, we have just disbursed textbooks worth.
Yes.
Hey,
yeah.
And then Kenyans forget, especially the media. They just forget. Everything else. They're like, oh, textbooks.
Yeah,
money.
and you see, yeah, and our media can't think, because you'll find in the same news bulletin, there's part one of the article is showing parents walking from bookshop to bookshop with money and can't find books.
Yeah.
The second part of the article is showing KICD people saying the books are all available.
Out.
The books are all available. And this is and quantitative thinking is always an escape from.
That is it. Quantitative.
From work.
Yes, that is it. Yes.
Once you think quantity, you escape from work. You escape from work completely. And it's affecting us at all levels of our society. So when we are faced with, we hate work. We hate work. We hate work. And even the former US government offered our government an escape from work. They offered to make us prominent up on the world stage, sit in the Oval Office, NATO ally. They promised to do all this for us without work.
Yeah.
A nation gets respected because of what they've done. Look at a small country like Cuba. The respect that country has all over the world.
Yes.
Many people, if you are not good in geography, you can't point Cuba on a map. It's tiny.
Yeah.
But it's because of what they've done in whether education, politics, medicine, healthcare, those things.
Yeah.
Sport.
Oh, yes.
Sport, crazy sport performances. And this Kenya offer Kenyan a shortcut. I'm telling you, offer Kenyan a shortcut. And we'll jump on it. We don't even ask what's on the other side. Or bring your police to Haiti, we'll pay. No one stopped to ask, hey, these are the world superpower. You mean they don't have personnel or weapons or need to do what needs to be done in Haiti? They need us from East Africa.
Yeah.
Why? No one stopped. You were just saying, hey, yeah, let's go. No one stopped to ask, like, why?
Why can't they go themselves? Since even since when does the US pay?
Yeah.
It was not going to pay.
Yeah. Even the Dominican Republic, which is the neighbor of Haiti, is not sending any. Why us? Why us? But it was a shortcut to the world stage. That was a shortcut to White House visits, maybe state visits. And that's what we love. Give a Kenyan a shortcut. Give a Kenyan a shortcut. And that's why universities have fallen into that trap that of offering spurious courses, because give a Kenyan a shortcut to a certificate, be a master's, a PhD, an undergraduate degree. Once you've offered him a shortcut, as in an easy course, a spurious course which won't make him work, just give him an invoice even for 1 million, he'll pay. He'll pay.
That's a soul thing. It's not a spiritual
It's a hollowness
problem.
of our soul. It's a hollowness of our soul. CBC is putting our kids through hell in school, but all parents just tell me what you need me to buy. All the kids having these problems in school, just tell us what books you need to buy. Show me the shop where it's being sold. And that's why people are making money hand over fist through useless books. Even PhD holders are writing standard 2 books.
Yeah. Cybers are even now doing the homework, so parents go and pick.
Yeah.
And what shocks me is, what are you teaching your child? Yeah. You see now, how does the government tell us how to raise kids when you're helping parents show their kids how to take shortcuts?
Yes. Because people don't have comps at home. You don't have comps at home, so that thing will be taken to the cyber. It will be taken to the cyber.
But I even wonder, what are you showing your children when you're doing these shortcuts?
Yeah. Yeah.
So now when they take drugs as a shortcut to dealing with
dealing with stress,
what are you going to tell them? See, you are the one who taught them. You taught them not to do the work. So since this work is emotional, why should they do the work? Let them get a drug.
Yeah. When later on, if due to bad eating habits or lifestyle, they get obese, don't go to a gym. This Ozempic.
What is that Ozempic, by the way?
Ozempic, it's a weight loss drug. It's basically an appetite suppressant.
So you starve yourself when you eat it.
Yeah, yeah. It just kills it kills the hormonal pathways of hunger and all that. If you get more money, surgery, these cosmetic surgeries.
Yeah.
Liposuction, these other things. Yeah.
But Kenyans are not Kenyans. Human beings are funny, because if you do a surgery, it's your body that's doing the work.
Yes. Pain, trauma, healing. The
pain, the trauma, the healing. You're thinking that because you're taking medicine and you're not feeling pain, there's no work you're doing. Your body is actually doing a lot of work.
Real. The damage is real. The medicine is only blocking the pain pathways from reaching your brain.
But your body is still doing work.
Suffering. Your body is suffering like crazy. But in Kenya, offer someone a shortcut. That's why carbon credits, thriving. AI, thriving.
Yes.
Cults, religious cults, thriving. Pyramid schemes, thriving.
Yeah, because they are all shortcuts.
They are all offering shortcuts.
Gambling,
Correct. Yes, I forgot that. Gambling, thriving. That's what we are.
The problem is that Kenya has an anti-work philosophy that is everywhere. If you
Rabidly anti-work.
Yeah, if you work, people make fun of you for not being rich. People ask, why are you wasting your time? You don't get any social standing if you're somebody who does the work.
And if in certain offices, especially even state organizations or even government, you even become vilified, unatsumbua.
Yeah.
By your work, you're either disturbing someone or you are embarrassing him because he's not working.
Yeah.
If he's your colleague, you are embarrassing him.
Yeah.
If he's your senior and you're auditor, you are an auditor and you're telling him pesa inapotea hapa, now you are a disturbance. You get vilified for work. We are so anti-progress and work, or progress through work. Shortcut. And these shortcuts lead us nowhere. We've now reached the cul-de-sac. And then now we are trying to lash out at everybody, saying so-and-so hates us, so-and-so is against us, so-and-so is scared of us. After the AU votes, the thing about, hey, African countries are even scared of Kenya. They're scared of us.
Now we are doing a Ken-exit. See, people are saying we should exit the AU.
That should exit.
And withdraw our resources.
We withdraw our contributions. How much? What is that? How much is that? And the person saying that is an MP from Alego Usonga. He's saying East Africa should withdraw. He's not even saying Kenya, he's saying East Africa. He's even speaking for East Africa.
At 7 countries. 7 countries, some which didn't even vote for you. You're talking on their behalf.
Yeah. They should exit because you are annoyed with their parochial interest. It's infantile behavior.
Yeah.
It's completely infantile. And the generation coming up is seeing this infantile behavior.
Yeah.
And they're laughing at us. They're laughing at us. But we think like we keep trying now, and now next we need to do this, next we need to do that. We need to look inside. Introspection has been our greatest problem.
Now, okay, so that we don't sound like this was just a conversation about ranting, but it has been very helpful because I didn't see that shortcut thing. I didn't see it.
It's our business. We love it. Shortcuts. Anything that offers a shortcut or claims to offer a shortcut, we are on it like crazy.
That's very scary to me. You know, I've been very down actually since Saturday, because I was thinking, you know, especially for me, my studies are on Francophone Africa. I can't get any students in my classes. The few students I get, maybe because it's Africa, they're just like, why am I learning about Senegal? Who are those? You know? So when I was seeing how we were behaving so badly in Addis, I was like, hey, how am I supposed to teach when this is the behavior my students are seeing?
This is the attitude.
This is the attitude. I can't compete with that. I can't.
And the thing is, even and you see, deep within there's a spiritual. We know we have a problem.
Yeah.
We know we have a problem. Sometime back when Ibrahim Traore Kenya spoke out against the coup, and later on Ibrahim Traore said, after the Gen Z abductions, he said like, countries that are abducting the youth are telling us about democracy. Kenyans, rather than addressing the philosophy of what he said, Kenyans came out. Burkina Faso is even a very poor country. What are they? And it's the same attitude we have here.
Yes.
You see, when our economic, our 1%ers who are largely thieves and immoral people, you speak up against them. An average Kenyan is saying, who are you to speak against? Hata una pesa. You are so poor. Who are you to speak against so and so? It's like that's why I was saying the Caliph Cairo moment.
Yeah.
When someone calls people and you speak up against it, the first thing someone tells you, you don't even have money to buy a Range Rover. Why are you speaking? What right have you to speak about someone being conned of 26 million? You don't even have 2 million.
There's no sense of morality, truth. But it's so funny. We hear Kenyans shouting about morality.
Yeah, yes, we have no sense of it as a qualitative thing.
Oh, yes. Yeah, okay.
We have no sense of morality as a qualitative thing. We think that, who is this poor man telling? How can this poor man dare tell a rich man that he's lying? If you're lying, you're lying.
Yeah, there are things which are not rich or poor.
And there's a time even the Busia Senator Omtata got involved in a minor accident, and people saw that he was driving, I think it was a Nissan or Toyota car. Yet the guy wants to be president of Kenya and is driving such a car.
What?
How can a senator be driving such a car? We don't.
Then you want people not to steal.
No, we actively cultivate theft and corruption. We actively do as a society. I will not say we tolerate it. I will say we actually cultivate it. We actually cultivate it. Even during vetting of cabinet secretaries. I remember the former Nakuru governor, Mr. Lee Kinyanjui, stated his net worth as, I think, 470 something million. And the Speaker of Parliament, Wetangula, told him, that's very little for a former governor. He told him, I was listening to the proceedings, that's very little for a former governor, 470 million.
What?
I mean, if you add up all the gross salary for a governor over 5 years, it is far less than that. So what Wetangula was saying is that he expects a governor to have stolen substantial amount of money. What did you do in office for 5 years? You're not talking about 400 million. And he felt no shame over that. Yeah.
Oh God. I give up. I feel like giving up.
So there's a hard reset going on.
You think?
Trump's decision, that's a hard reset.
Yes.
That's a hard reset. It's like shutting off a computer with the button.
Yeah.
Hard reset. AU, another hard reset. People have been talking about, oh, AI is the future, AI is good, this, and the other. The blunders that are coming from AI, like what's happened to Korir Singwei, that will reset our thinking about AI. There's some crazy error in the budget estimates. If you look in today's paper, an error of like 70 something billion. Who knows? That could be someone joking around with AI in the treasury. It's not an error you can make. In fact, if it's not deliberate, as in you are trying to fudge figures, that is a fundamental error. You let something happen without, 70 something billion is not an amount that sort of escapes notice. Even in an economy the size of Kenya's, it can't. So that one's also happening. But the 2027 election, I don't know which way it will go, but there'll be a hard reset there.
Hey.
At all, and I'm talking from MCA, MP.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I have no idea which way the presidential will go. But legislatures from county level to Senate to MPs, there'll be a hard reset. In changing of party positions, people losing their seats and all that, it will be a hard reset.
But
And
Kenya
that's the
has
panic.
a very high turnover already. I hear the turnover is like 70%.
MCAs, it's very high. MPs, yeah, we got a good number of new ones, but the turnover is going to be, it's going to be different. People are going to vote on where you stood on certain issues.
Oh yeah, at least it will be on the issue. Yeah. People will tell, what did you say about June 25th? What did you say about Chief?
Yeah. What did you say about abductions?
Yeah.
What did you say about housing?
Oh yeah.
What did you say about What did you say about the impeachment?
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I hope you're right.
What did you say about people? And it's just because we've believed this stuff for so many years, but it's just become a sabuni. It's the narrative has run out. It's run its course. People just don't believe anymore.
So
I mean, the
we're
same
not
people who have
even talking about, we're not even talking about the whole of Kenya. We're talking about a certain generation of Kenyans who,
yes,
but we are
because
teaching those bad habits.
We've had a belief amongst our society that government is right.
Yes. Yeah.
When the president says something, it cannot be a lie. We've had that's our history.
Yes.
When the minister says something, it is good for you.
Yeah. Like this parenting nonsense.
Yes. Government cannot say something that's not good for you. That's the belief we've had in the past. Those beliefs have collapsed. Government, in fact, this thing I was talking about, Rumex, the guy was saying, we believe this guy because the NGO came and he was accompanied by the chief and the DO. As he was introducing us to this wonder crop, they came with government officials. So people are now just realizing that, oh, so you mean government can be in cahoots with some capitalist, maybe dishonest one. People in Eldoret my friends have been in Eldoret have been complaining that their water bills have quadrupled, or I don't know, gone up exponentially.
Something like that, yeah.
I was just reading that, I realized, oh, the Nature Conservancy has taken over Eldoret and Iten water. The way they took over Nairobi water and Cape Town and various other places. So they're paying the Nature Conservancy.
What?
I don't remember. Okay, I'm not a resident of Wasingishu, but I don't remember any announcement or public participation and all that.
And didn't Eldoret get an overhaul of their water something? I think that's what they were saying. I think they were saying they were expecting the price to actually go down.
Up. Private. Water cannot be privatized and the price goes down. It goes up. And it's because they offered a shortcut. Yeah, the Nature Conservancy said, instead of county government budgeting, nini, just sign this and we'll refurbish all your infrastructure and we'll be in charge of building.
Actually, I've noticed that many of the takeovers of government functions, it's that why should you people do the hard work of talking about education, health,
just sign here.
We'll sign here, pay us, and we'll sort you out. But what are you employed by government for if you don't want to do that?
What are you doing? Yeah, what are you employed to do?
If you don't want to do the work, then go.
Get out, yeah.
Get out, let somebody else come and work.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've noticed that normally when they take over public services, that's the reason.
Yeah. Yeah, when someone wants to control your livestock, they say, no, 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 don't worry about vaccination. We are bringing vaccination in. Government say, oh, yes, welcome.
You don't have to think about it again. But
No, no, no.
the point of dignity and sovereignty is to say we want to be in charge of our destiny. We want to be the ones doing the work.
We want agency.
We want agency. But it's interesting. From what I'm hearing now, the greatest threat against agency is laziness. It's not even racism, identity, culture. It's laziness.
Oh, yes. It is. It is. Someone says, oh, let me do this for you. What is it you are doing for me? Let me do this for you. Let me take this for you. And even at your own household level, whether as a parent or just a responsible homeowner, if someone comes and say, oh, let me be cleaning for you your house, and you ask, how or why? I mean, cleaning the house is a chore, it's work, but why on earth would you be cleaning my house for me if you're not someone I've employed to do it and I'm paying?
Yeah.
Why would you volunteer to come and clean your house? But the way our government behaves is that if someone comes and says, shows up with brooms at your door, let me clean your house, say, hey, please come.
And usually these offers are supposedly free, yeah? They're supposedly free. So they're like, somebody comes and does the work I'm supposed to do for free. Why not?
Yeah. Well, come in.
And then the bills start coming.
The bills start coming, or he comes in and steals from your house and all this and all that. But the later on you cry, so and so stole, I can't find this, I can't find that. And someone came here and offered to clean my house, and I thought it was, and
then you're like, why was he?
A stranger came into your house.
Yeah.
Oh, but he had brooms and he said he's coming to clean.
And he'll do it for free.
And he's got a vacuum cleaner, nini. There you go. He offered a shortcut. And you gave him your agency because he offered you a shortcut.
There's an education problem there. Something.
Very deep. Very deep.
Hey.
Because our education system right now is teaching us how to give agency, how to give away. It teaches us how to give away, how to work for someone in Qatar, how to use AI. AI is theft of data.
How to solve somebody else's problems.
Yes. AI is theft of data, so it's teaching us how to give our data to thieves. That's what our education system is, how to plant crops other people want us to plant.
Yes.
How to tell our stories in ways. You remember Hundein saying that people are learning how to make movies and stories that will serve Netflix needs, not entertain our people or satisfy our own stories. And that's we are crashing and burning. And someone recently talked about literature as well, that Kenya is no longer a literary desert in terms of paucity of works. There's so much literature, so much writing, but it's just really bad.
Yeah, because people don't want shortcuts.
Yeah.
People don't want to pay for the editing and the proofreading.
Yeah. There's a book coming out every other day, but they're crap. They're bad. Yeah. They're reduced to, in fact, what you remember, you never remember books. All you remember is the events at which they're launched. Because those are huge. There's balloons and there's cake and there's all these things and all that. But you don't remember books anymore. You remember the launch. And because there's been shortcuts, people are using ChatGPT, and you try and make it a mongrel. You use ChatGPT, then you change some words.
Yeah.
Then you move,
Yeah, I see my students doing that.
thinking they're fooling you.
Yeah. Actually, that's the part that bothers me. And I don't think they understand. I tell them it's the insults that I can't stand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lady, you see me standing here and you think I'm dumb. Basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Or you're wasting your time and you've paid fees and come to class and spent resources to reach the class and you come here and now you want to do something that every other kid in a cyber can do.
Yeah, why spend
Why
the
have you
money?
come to why have you come here? Why have you come here?
Huh? Okay, I don't know what to say. Something, what do we need to do? Because this is a serious intellectual, moral problem. So there's no solution that for a donor to fund. This action that we have to do.
We 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 have to take back our agency and we know we have to wake up to the fact that no one's going to do it for us. And
Yeah.
if you don't wake up, the fact is they've stopped doing it. The aid's just been cut off. So if you are still expecting aid, pole sana. But if you want to progress, start making decisions for yourself. And this is on everything. Be it the type of breed of chickens you buy, the type of goats you buy, the crop you plant, the books you read, what you want to manufacture, what you want to produce, the art, the type of book you write. I mean, this was not deliberate, but I think part of the success or satisfaction of my experience writing with the big conservation lie with Barrier is that we wrote that book for ourselves.
Yeah.
We were angry for him from his experiences, me from mine.
Yeah.
There was no research for that book. That was just from
Yes.
what we've been through.
Yeah.
And it served that purpose. And that's why it's real. That's why it's authentic. People screamed and shouted about it and all that and vilified it, but it stands there. And people remember it, and nobody remembers the launch. People only know the book. And I think that's when we start doing things for ourselves, producing crops for ourselves, films for ourselves, books for ourselves, livestock for ourselves, clothes for ourselves that we like and look, we feel comfortably. When we start doing that, we'll be fine. We don't even know at this point why we contested the AUC election.
Yeah, there was no political reason.
For some very petty parochial political management purposes. Is that worthy of pursuing a cause? Does the continent of Africa deserve leadership that's been put there to manage some petty interests?
At home.
People in Morocco don't even know what was going on in Kenya that led to this and all that, but they will need service from that office. And that kind of, when we get that perspective, I think we'll be okay. And the current leadership in government, corporations, universities, society, as in our generation, is not capable of that.
No, it's not.
So there is some attrition that's going to happen. Some companies might collapse. Some people might be voted out. Some people might die. Some people might lose their jobs. But that attrition has to happen because we are the infant generation who are brought up to believe that there's an NGO to take care of this, so I don't need to worry about how we do it.
There's a government policy.
There's a government policy that says I should plant this particular crop here and go and sell it down there. And I should sit and rather than plant a food crop, I should sit. There's a government will come and pay me bonus for sugarcane, which I've not been earning anything from. It's always someone else to tell you. And the coming generation don't care. They can't care.
Although
They can't survive. Yeah.
some Kenyans might hear saying doing something for yourself as doing something that will make you money, because that's how we measure ourselves these days. So we also have to learn dignity, that there are things you do just because for you, not for you, but for your humanity.
Yeah, value.
Because you remember even I think it was about a month or so ago when Mwende was saying there are some people who are surprised that guys can read books for no material reason. Just
I'm not reading for an exam. I'm just reading.
Yeah. And I'm not reading to be paid. I'm not reading to what
I'm just reading. I'm just reading. I mean, there are people who will not believe that we even do these sessions
for no pay.
For free. No one's paying me or you.
That's true.
Well, what's wrong with these people? And we do it for us. We do it for ourselves, and someone else benefits from it. Great. But primarily, if I got no satisfaction from doing this, I wouldn't do it. I simply wouldn't. Because it helps me think about things, and it opens my mind to things that even I hadn't seen. But and that's the thing, when people realize that there's value in that, there's value in that, and it cannot be quantified. I mean, it can't be quantified. And even self-actualization, Kenyans don't even understand what self-actualization is.
No,
they think it is the day I can sit here and I've got 5 billion or whatever in the bank. I've got enough money to buy anything that my mind could possibly imagine that I want. I mean, self-actualization is about satisfaction with where you are and what you've done, and being able to live well with yourself. That's it. Yeah, that's it. And the things we do, the things people do to make a living. Some people, the things people do to make a living are not things that satisfy their soul. They may not enjoy their job. Some jobs are frankly dreary, but you need to make a living. That's why you need to do something else. I don't know.
That's
garden,
for you.
grow flowers, play football. Those things. Yeah.
That is for you and your own soul.
Yeah, your own soul. You go jogging, I don't know, cycling.
Yeah.
Because if you do a job that gives you all that satisfaction, you're really lucky. You're really lucky.
In this capitalist economy, it's hard.
It's hard, and people have bills to pay. So you do that, but you have to find some escape, or else it will destroy your soul completely. Especially when something happens like hard reset, like the USAID thing. Imagine you're working in senior position, earning pile of money, and I hear the way it happened. People got to the office in the morning and found emails telling them to clear and hand over, or the letters.
And they didn't expect it.
I don't know. Even or I think people thought, I'm working for a 10-year program. By cutting off, it means it won't be renewed. Or some started thinking, I've got a 2-year contract.
Oh no!
Or this is a 3-year grant.
Trump doesn't.
Hard reset. I mean, people
they don't read politics.
No, but you see things that don't let you read politics. When you are a member of a country club and you're flying to conferences all over the world, and then that SUV, air conditioned.
It's not
Where
possible.
will politics even reach you?
It won't.
Even that day when you got the letter, the same driver who brought you has been told to hand over the key. At that point, if you did not have any escape, I don't beat music, nini, mentally you can go down the tubes in 2 days.
Because
apart from making a living.
anyone who followed the US elections, and I was telling people to follow, but they're like, yeah, we know Trump will win and he's a good guy. Then I'm like, you don't know Trump.
Yeah.
Even that's why I had to get Margaret Kimberly to come and talk about it doesn't
You ask people
matter.
like, are you listening to what he's saying in the campaign speeches? Are you listening?
Actually, they don't.
No. And the fact that he's already served one term, so he'll come in this term, and you know that coddling people because you want a second term.
Yeah.
Akuna, he knows there's no other term.
Yeah.
So he doesn't care and doesn't have any reason to care.
Yeah, we've been neutered.
We've been neutered.
Yeah.
Neutered, reduced to infants.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine he's cut us off that the policy leader who's meant to be leading the sector, all she can do is now get an appointment with the ambassador to go and beg for something that the ambassador is not even empowered to give.
Yeah, he's just a state official.
Yeah.
He's not
he's
a
to
politician.
Implement what. Yeah. He's not a decision maker. He's to implement decisions made elsewhere. So that's what we must do. We must do stuff for ourselves. Farmers, we must grow stuff for ourselves. Livestock keepers, we raise these animals for ourselves. And do what we know for ourselves. Otherwise, the people who've been doing stuff for have collapsed. They have collapsed.
I think that's a good point on which to end about the importance of doing things for ourselves.
We must do it for us.
And for our own dignity, not just money.
Yes. Yes. It's our own dignity that's what you see people like Traore and others have discovered. Like when he started shutting down, telling French forces leave and all that. I remember Kenyans telling me that oh my God, he's going to miss out on all the aid from France. I don't know. France has been robbing them. France has been robbing them. They'll miss out on the robbery, which is fine.
Yeah, they didn't know.
Yeah. And you know, even in Kenya, for many years, I've been saying there are certain things that US policies which have not been good for us, and people say like, we have to support that, or else we will miss out on trade with the US. And what do we trade with the US? The US is one of the countries I've visited, and I've not seen any Kenyan product. In Europe, you'll see Kenyan products even. So yeah.
It's important to find our own reasons. That requires dignity.
Yes. Yeah.
And that one will be a hard one for Kenyans because we are so used to being quantitative.
Yeah. People when even sometimes it will be a painful process for some people, but finding your feet, you have to know what you are about before you start finding out what anything else is about.
Yeah. All right. So thank you very much. We had given up, so I'm so glad we've had this conversation.
Let this be the year of waking up, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, most welcome.